What's up, folks? Episode 3. I didn't even think I was going to make it through episode 1 alive. It was frightening. But episode 2 got better, and now we're on to episode 3, and I'm feeling pretty good. First off, cheers. We've got, today we're rocking a Sam Adams Rebel IPA. It's quite delicious. Woo! So good. All right. As always, I've only done this 3 times, but this is going to be a thing. Thank you very much for hanging out on the last one. Mr. Keith, thank you very much for hanging out through the entire thing and giving me all kinds of things to talk about. But so I think it still went a little longer than maybe it should have. We went like an hour and 7 minutes instead of an hour and 16. I don't know. I don't really know how long I want these things to be, but I mean, right now we're killing that hour. So I guess we'll just see how it goes, and whatever happens, happens. Let's see. Yes. So I wrote down notes, and that helps me stay on track. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to talk about Monday and Wednesday's videos of this week. I think the videos this week went pretty awesome. I was pretty excited about Monday's video. Was the stock photography video, how to make money with your photography. And that was pretty awesome. Wednesday's video was the how to shoot B-roll like a pro in 6 minutes, because the video was 6 minutes long. I think it was pretty awesome. Everything and anything. Hi, how are you? And Keith, my man, cheers. I nearly didn't make it today as I was meant to be shooting an event, but I'm poorly. So I'm in bed and the missus is covering the event for me. Oh, man. I imagine that means you're sick. That sucks, dude. I hope you're feeling better. What kind of event was it? So, like I was saying, I think Monday and Wednesday's videos were pretty awesome. Little update on Monday's videos. I went ahead and I shot all of those things, and I went and submitted them to a couple different websites. For the first time ever, I submitted to Adobe Stock, and I was a little, I guess, intimidated by Adobe Stock because I kind of hold Adobe Stock up there with like Fotolia, Getty, iStock, Corbis, all of those big names and things. And I just kind of was just intimidated for just upload sakes and like getting rejected and things. But out of the 23 photos that I submitted from Monday's episode to Adobe Stock, 16 of those got accepted for sale. So if you are into shooting stock photography or doing anything like that, you saw how simple our setup was. It was just a simple white background, and we were using a flash to just bounce off of the ceiling. That's it. That's all we were doing. And 16 out of 23 images got accepted, and the only reason the other ones got denied was because they were too similar to the ones that got accepted. So that's pretty awesome. I've had some nightmares whenever I've gone ahead and submitted to like Getty Images and things like that with, their standards are very, very high. And that was a bunch of years ago. So I don't know. So, Keith, for your videos, do you shoot in advance and schedule or shoot and upload on the day? So whenever I made my schedule, I started like when I actually started like hardcore making my schedule, this whole new format for my channel. I started doing the videos in advance and I schedule them. It's probably only like one day. I usually like schedule them, the edit and schedule the day before it's uploaded. That whole like life of like a daily vlogger type thing where you're like shooting, uploading, editing the same day, it's not for me. I'm like, that's way too crazy for me. It was an 80s night. Ah, dude, that stinks. 80s nights are fun as hell. So my dad's account is saying that this is my brother and my sister-in-law, Chris and Shirley. What's up, guys? How are you? Hope you guys are having a beer. We got the Sam Adams Rebel IPA. Delicious. So that was Monday's thing. That was like really cool. Wednesday, we did the whole B-roll thing, and that was amazing. Just to really kind of make a video about something that I've wanted to make a video about for a long time, especially with my whole format change, was pretty fun. I know like breakfast doesn't seem like it's too cool of a thing to shoot or like something that's worthy of like a whole B-roll shoot, but that's kind of the idea of it. If you can take and make anything look interesting through the use of B-roll, then you're doing a great job. And that's what B-roll's all about. You know, if you can like go and, you know, shoot B-roll with this pocket knife and make it look interesting and make people want to see more of it or know more about that product, then you're doing a good thing. But yeah, so I'm looking forward now to this Wednesday's video. Should be pretty awesome. We did the whole how to shoot B-roll. I want to get into how I edit my sequences, all of like my stutter cuts and all of my jump cuts and different transitions and things like that, how I edit to the beat of the music, all of that stuff. So it's a whole, that's two worlds right there. Like when you're out shooting B-roll, that's one thing. It's really like relaxing to me. It's almost like a meditation of some sort. Like I go into it and I come out of it like, what the hell just happened? It's super fun. I love shooting B-roll. But editing is a whole different animal. I really just like, I get very OCD about the editing process when I'm doing that. And that's pretty much like the only thing I'm OCD with in my entire life. I'm not really like one of those crazy guys that has to wash his hands like 60 times a day or clean my house all the time. You guys see this. This is like the neatest part of my whole studio. If you guys saw over there, it's all like terrible construction and saws and nail guns and boxes that need to go to the garbage and all that stuff. So as far as the OCD goes, strictly for editing. Mike Shuga, my man. What's up, dude? I want to be that role. You can be that role. You can be that role anytime you want, man. Just stop on over. All right. So obviously you guys see the new background I got here. It's pretty sweet. I did like a little palette wall thing for that, and then I got these fun little shelves to kind of check out put all my equipment back there. I got some backlighting, some LEDs and things like that. It's pretty fun. I don't know. I didn't dig what I had back there before. It just looked like a terrible, trashy looking studio. But I think this kind of streamlines some things. But it looks pretty. I dig it. And you got all that beautiful camera gear back there. I'm super excited about that. But so basically this whole episode is kind of centered around like new things. Everything is new. All right, that was the first new thing. We got the wall, shelves, all the equipment. That's going to be like my background for a lot of my upcoming videos and things like that, especially for this live stream thing. Another new thing. I'm super excited about this. Check this out. So I just got this today. It is the Rockinon 14 millimeter 2.8 prime lens. This thing is sick. It's very awesome. It's not autofocus or anything like that. It's a prime lens. The whole thing with this, you can shoot in some like nice low light situations on a wide lens. And if you're any kind of a photographer, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. If you're any kind of a photographer or anything like that, then you know that the combination of a wide lens with a nice aperture runs you a lot of money. This guy right here was only like $390. So I'm really excited to start shooting with this. I bought it for an event that I'm going to be shooting here in May, and I shoot a lot of real estate photography. So this is new, and this is exciting. And it helps fill up the shelf back there. Let's see, Keith. We have similar units in the studio for everyone to store their camera bags when we do the events and workshops. Yeah, those things are awesome. I got them. I got those things from Walmart online for, I think they were like $90 a piece or something like that. Maybe $80 a piece. They're pretty nice. I dig them. Ash Kamba. What's up, man? How are you? Welcome to the live show. But, yeah, I'm really excited. So, 2 new things. We got the wall. We got the shelves. We got the lens. All that good stuff. The newest thing, and this is something that I've got to figure out. Keith, you and I have already talked about this. I think that not instead of doing these live shows, because I really actually like doing these. This is kind of fun. But I want to integrate maybe every other Friday a kind of almost like a video podcast where I'm talking to other creators and other people in the industry. Just for people to get to know other people, you know, like my subscriber base to get to know your subscriber base, and, you know, vice versa, things like that. You know, you might not even be on YouTube or something like that. But if you're a photographer and I think, you know, we have similar styles, or, you know, I'd like to hang out and talk to you, then maybe we'll put you on that. So I just have to figure out, I know OBS is the software that I use for this live streaming, but you can record and you can hook up multiple cameras and mics and things like that. So that might be an option. It might be a Google Hangout thing, maybe like a Zoom meeting thing, Skype. I don't know yet. I have to figure out what's going to be the best. I want the best quality and things like that, especially if we're doing it somewhere like Keith. Keith lives in the UK, so, you know, we're not gonna fly him here for a Friday podcast. But, you know, my buddy Brian who shoots or something like that, or my buddy Mike Shuga who's in the video right now in the chat. You know, if we want to sit and talk and maybe have a podcast or something, then we can do that. And I think it's important that you know, I connect with other YouTubers and things like that, and really kind of, you know, get out there and talk about different techniques and things that they use and different things that I do. I think it's fun. It's a lot of, and shop talk. I mean, that's what it is, you know. It's really easy, I guess, to really carry on a dialogue when you're really actually talking to somebody instead of just talking to yourself and reading the occasional comment. Speaking of comments, that was a fucking hell of a segue right there. we've got some comments and questions from Twitter and Instagram. And thank you guys for like hitting me up in the direct messages, because sometimes the chat really isn't all that active. So Dave via Twitter, saw your video on YouTube business cards. Where can I find that template? That wasn't a template. I made that from I made that in Photoshop. So I don't know if the site that I went through has templates for cards. I'm sure they do. I just jumped on Photoshop and made my own. Basically, I just took a YouTube window and put it around my face to kind of let everybody know that I do YouTube videos. And then on the back, I don't remember. I don't have one on me right now, but I just put my name and my channel and things like that. And then I put like a little QR code thing. And QR codes, I know that like everyone thinks that those things are way out of date at this point, but they're really not. They actually just made a huge comeback. iPhones scan QR codes natively now through the camera. So if you just take and point it at it, it takes you right to my YouTube channel, which is awesome. So if you don't have Photoshop or anything like that, there are really awesome programs out there for free that you can design business cards and things. Canva.com is one of them. That is actually what Monday's video is going to be all about, is Canva.com. It's not as advanced as Photoshop or anything like that, but it is very useful. I use it to do a lot of things. All of the graphics for this whole new rollout of the channel were done on Canva.com, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, check it out. Sorry, I don't have a template. I didn't even save the project file, or else I'd just send it to you. Alex from Twitter, your B-roll video is dope. Looks like something Peter McKinnon would shoot. You are not the only one that has said that. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate it because Peter McKinnon, again, is a very talented guy. He's very awesome. The guy knows his way around a camera. And I like his style. I really like his cinematic style. The thing, I think nowadays, it's almost like if you wear a pair of sunglasses in a vlog, then everyone calls you Casey Neistat. If you shoot anything cinematic, everyone calls you Peter McKinnon at this point. While I don't mind at all whatsoever being compared to Peter McKinnon, it's rough. I mean, I've been shooting B-roll. I've been in the industry now for 12 and a half years, almost 13 years at this point, and I've been shooting B-roll pretty much the same way my entire career. So while I do appreciate being compared to such a talented guy, there are a lot of people out there that shoot similarly to Peter McKinnon, and he just gets all the attention because he's a giant, insanely creative, hell of a nice guy. So thank you very much. Carrie from Twitter. Carrie? Yes. Tell us something that we don't know about you. Something that isn't camera stuff. Something that's not camera stuff. I don't really know. I kind of put everything on here. I cook a lot. You wouldn't know that I'm actually a decent cook from the B-roll video because I fucking murdered those eggs. But while I was making those eggs, I had to get all those different shots, and I didn't want to keep on making eggs and keep on ruining eggs. So I'm a pretty decent cook. I like to cook a lot. Pretty adventurous things. What else? I'm a giant fan of Saved by the Bell. I actually won a Saved by the Bell trivia contest at a bar one night. I actually won $100. It was a Saved by the Bell trivia event or whatever. The question that I won on, I don't know if this is embarrassing or something to brag about, but it was, what was Zach and Kelly's song on the jukebox at the Max? And the answer to that was A12. That was the code. Like on an old school jukebox, you hit like a letter and a number, A12, and I knew that answer. So I won $100, and I paid my bar tab and bought everybody else drinks. So thank you, Saved by the Bell. Let's see. Shane on Instagram. I watched your... Did I skip something? No. I watched your video on Wednesday about B-roll. It makes me want to get a new camera. Why would you want to get a new camera? Like, I don't know. Shane, if you see this replay or whatever, or maybe I'll just message you back on Twitter or Instagram. It really, honest to God, like shooting good B-roll it's not a camera thing. I mean, it definitely helps to have like a nice camera and some nice glass, like some nice lenses. But I mean, you could make an amazing B-roll sequence on a phone. You could do it on an iPhone or Samsung or something like that. I've shot great B-roll on a GoPro, and Keith and I were just talking about last week, like our GoPros have been in a drawer for months at this point, right? But it all depends on how you use the camera and how you use your kind of like your know-how for cinematics. I mean, if you're sitting there and, I'm shooting this beer bottle or whatever, and you want to get some like steady B-roll or something very, creative or something like that, you might want to do some kind of like a parallax, like thing like that. But camera really isn't what is going to make you a better shooter. That definitely is not the case. And when I started, when I first was starting in photography and video and all of that, I was kind of the same way. I really wanted like the best gear, all that stuff. Drew Peterson, what's up, man? How are you? I'm glad to see you in the live show. Very exciting. Let me backstep real quick. I was just talking about how I wanted to, do some collaborating via the internet and maybe like a video podcast or something where myself and other creators get together and we just talk some shop and like, introduce you to my audience and me to your audience, things like that. And just have people kind of, feel fun about it, talk some video, talk some shop. I think it'd be a good time. But going back to the question, Shane, who wants to get a new camera, I don't really think that, a camera is really going to make or break good B-roll segments or anything like that, if that's what you're wanting to buy it for. Always, upgrade. I love upgrading my equipment. Love it. I'm not telling you not to get a new camera, but I'm just saying if you think that you can't shoot good B-roll because of your camera, that's not the case. So don't think of it that way. Jack from Instagram. What sites did you upload your stock photography to from Monday's video? Are you actually making any money from stock photography? Your question actually kind of prompted my earlier comments about that. So I go through, as a little update here on the stock photography video, I go through a site called Dreamstime and Adobe Stock. I just signed up for Adobe Stock, And like I was saying, I was kind of intimidated by it because it's a big company. You know, it's a big thing with, you know, kind of like Getty Images or iStock, Corbis, you know, all those big names. So I was a little nervous, and I always kind of went the route of Dreamstime. And also, Dreamstime is cool because they accept phone photography. So if you're just out and about taking pictures with your phone, you could still submit those. So Adobe Stock definitely accepted 16 out of 23 images that I shot on Monday for that episode. And I was pretty excited about it. It takes a couple days to get your response and things like that, but it's fun. Am I actually making any money from stock photography? Yes. I've been a member of Dreamstime. I've been contributing to them since 2013, so for 5 years. And a lot of the wedding photos that I take that don't have anybody's face in it, maybe just like, you know, them holding hands or flowers or something like that, or like a guy's like, you know, tie clip or something like that. Those are the shots that are really, you know, popular on Dreamstime. Let's see. There were some other ones that I shot, kind of like the isolated shots that we shot on Monday with that white background, just like a beer in a mug, like a foamy beer in a mug. That thing, you know, I've sold a bunch of those, and that's fun. Is it paying my bills? No, definitely not. It's a little extra money every month, and it's pretty sweet. You know, you can't beat it. Keith, I think Hangouts on air with YouTube Live might be the way forward for dual live streaming from reading up on it. All right. We're going to have to talk about that. You and I are going to have to talk about that for sure, because I think that would be super interesting. Like, if we can get, like, you know, 2 of us, even 3 of us, maybe 4 of us, like if we can get like a group of us, like a round table, I think that would be awesome. That would be so much fun, man. I keep meaning to sign up for Adobe Stock as well. Drew, you got to do it, man. I like your photography a lot. It's very, very good. I really enjoyed your video on like the matte fade and things like that through Lightroom. That was very awesome. And that was the cool thing about it, because I had actually done a video similar to that like a week or 2 earlier. And what I noticed was our technique to get similar results was completely different, which is so awesome, because that like speaks to so many different things, especially in the tutorial world. Like, there is just not one way to skin a cat, as they say. You know, you can go the route of, you know, so many different ways, and I think that's super awesome. But yeah, Keith, I definitely think we should get in on that, and if we can have like some kind of a roundtable discussion with a couple of us, I think that would be awesome, because, you know, I think everybody's got something really cool to add. So, my last question from Terry from Instagram. Terry, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. What is the last piece of kit that you bought and why? Last piece of kit? Man, you must be a film geek if you're calling it kit. So I just showed you the Rokinon, I don't know how to say it. I just say Rokinon because rock and roll. I don't know. Rokinon lens. That was the last piece of like camera gear that I bought. I did buy a super badass new camera bag from Peak Design. My girlfriend has no idea that I bought this bag, and I've been hinting around that I'm going to buy it for like the last 6 months, but the camera bag was like super expensive. And it was something that like every time I was about to click that buy button, I was like, oh man, I could really take and spend that $300 somewhere else. But I ended up doing it, I finally pulled the trigger. So I think I just outed myself. If she sees this, I'm dead meat. So yes, I bought Peak Design everyday backpack or whatever. It's a really sweet bag. It fits a ton of stuff. It has a ton of features. And it was a Kickstarter. I'm a sucker for Kickstarter things. Just because it's like, you know, they're startups. They're guys just like me, just like you, just like these guys in the chat. You know, they're entrepreneurs. And, you know, they were a startup. They made a bag that solved a lot of problems, fits a lot of shit. And, you know, it's a really cool bag. Also, whenever like I'm wearing my backpack, I always take one thing off and like swing the bag around. You can, in the Peak Design bag, you can access all of the, like your camera gear through a side flap, which is awesome. So you don't have to take the bag off and like do the whole, take the back off of it. You can just do it through the side, which is awesome. If you guys don't know about Peak Design, you should definitely go out there and check them out. They make a ton of awesome shit. So, and it's all camera and video focused. Keith, what's the one bit of equipment that you'd love to add to your collection? Someone bought a 360 cam. Someone brought a 360 cam to the studio the other day, and I had to buy myself one. I don't know. I'd really like to get a new drone. I'd like to upgrade my drone. I have the Phantom 3, which is cool. It's a nice drone, and it does what it's supposed to do. I can get my aerials and things like that, but I really kind of want that Mavic Pro only because of its footprint. You know, it's only about that big. And the camera, the gimbal, actually shifts into shooting vertical video. So it'll shoot 9:16 instead of 16:9, which is perfect for Instagram stories, which is awesome to just kind of market yourself and share your videos and things like that. So that would be awesome. I have to cut out for now. Great stuff. Drew, thanks, man. Everyone, check out Drew Peterson's vlogs. He's a really cool dude, lives in Texas. His videos are very fun. I really like them. So enjoy. Peace out, Drew. Manuel, what's up, man? How are you? Cheers. I hope you're, I don't know, what time is it even there? Where are you? Which is another thing. You seem to travel a lot. Manuel is a super talented photographer in Switzerland, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. But, yeah. Dude, I don't even know what time it's got to be over there right now. But, yeah, as far as that, I'd really like to maybe upgrade my drone. I've been really hesitating on doing that, back and forth on, you know, where to spend my money. Switzerland. I'm pretty sure I just did say Switzerland. So that I've never really fucked with a 360 camera. I think that they have their place. I think they would be really fun, especially if, like, you know, you were doing maybe a tutorial or something like that where, you know, we're sitting here talking and like you're explaining something, but you're behind the camera and you're setting, like maybe you're talking about a like landscape photography and you have your camera set up facing the landscape, but you're behind the camera talking. I think that a 360 camera would be awesome for that because the person, whoever's controlling the video on like YouTube or whatever, can do that slider and, you know, turn around if they want to watch me talk or they want to look at the landscape or anything like that. I think that's it's pretty awesome. But you know, lenses, I'm a lens guy. I really love new lenses, so I'd probably like to add some of that stuff to my arsenal. One thing that I've been looking at a lot more recently, and the only reason I know that it's been more recently is because I just went through my Amazon history the other day. I've been looking at actual video, like cinema cameras, kind of like the C100, the C300, things like that. And, I'm not really ready to pull the trigger on that yet. There are some really awesome, like, video cameras, not DSLRs, but like video cameras out there that I'm really kind of interested in. Just a classic that I've used a million times is the Sony FS700. That thing is amazing, but I have all Canon lenses, and I could get like one of those Metabones adapters, but it's all just tons of money. It's always just tons and tons of money. So, but yes, those are pretty much, all the things that I personally would like to add to my kit, as they say. Jeff Grant, what's happening, bud? I hope that your kitchen ceiling is A-okay, man. Jeff says, I feel a 360 camera would be fun at first, but the novelty would wear off quick. And kind of, my thoughts, I do like when I go through Instagram and I see like all those 360 images that people take, and it literally just looks like an orb surrounded by like a mohawk of trees or something like that. They're neat to look at, but I like really can't get into them. And I'm just like, that's cool. But for like a video, kind of like what I was saying earlier, like, if it's a video that looks like this, but, the audience is able to look around and things like that. If it's not like super distorted the whole time, I think that would be pretty sweet. 2 big holes in the kitchen ceiling. Still got a leaky pipe. Dude. Oh my gosh. It's still leaking? That's terrible, man. That's awful. I know that they sell, what's that crazy shit that it's like at Walmart on the like as seen on TV shit. It's like that black rubber tape that you just like tape over that stuff, man. That's terrible. I had some plumbing issues in the first house that I bought, and we had a big hole that the plumber cut out of our kitchen ceiling. And I'm no kind of like construction guy. All right. My entire family is very, very fucking good at construction and woodworking and all that stuff. I'm the one weirdo that defected and plays with cameras. I have no idea. That's just how it went. But yeah, I could not fix that thing to save my life. I tried to put a piece of drywall up there, and my God, it looked like a 4-year-old did it. It was terrible. JB Weld, yes. JB Weld's awesome. I used to use that stuff when I was a kid. I would JB Weld quarters to like benches at the park, so people would sit there and try and pick off the quarters. I was a little asshole, but fun though. What's everybody shooting this weekend? That's my last thing that I had written in my notes. Keith, I know earlier you said you were supposed to do an 80s night for a local charity, which would have been awesome. I was actually just kind of reminiscing the 80s today. I was playing my most played songs on Spotify, and a song from Top Gun came on. So I watched a couple scenes from Top Gun on YouTube. It's my favorite movie. I wanted to actually go to the Navy to fly jets. That was like what I really wanted to do. And I didn't end up doing it. But my brother, actually, who was in the chat at one time, I don't know if he's still here, went to the Air Force. So I kind of, maybe lived vicariously through him a little. I don't know. Top Gun was kind of my favorite movie when I was a kid. But these 80s, the 80s nights, like at the bars and stuff like that, dude, those are super fun. And I think it would be a good time. Too bad you missed it. But, yeah, I don't know. I think we're getting to the point where I'm running out of shit to talk about. And, you know, we're at a good time here. Like 40 minutes. I think, another question. Keith, I have a clothing shoot and a magician shoot on Saturday and shooting a live concert on Sunday. Hopefully, I'll be feeling better. Holy shit. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on. I have a super early shoot tomorrow. It's a Easter corporate event, like a family event for a corporate thing. So I have to go and travel like an hour to go shoot a bunch of kids with the Easter Bunny and their families and things like that for this company, which is really fun. I've done it for, I think, 3 years now, so it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. Lots of food and, you know, kids enjoy it, so that's pretty sweet. Other than that, I'm like here just, you know, probably this weekend I'm going to be shooting a video for Monday. I'm probably going to shoot that video for Monday, and then I'll probably shoot Wednesday's video on Monday or Tuesday. So very cool. Yes, my family is still in the chat in Springfield with Shirley. Very awesome. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if you heard me, but I was talking about how you guys are all so, like, you know, in tune with construction and woodworking and all of that. And I have no fucking idea what I'm doing when it comes to that. I did do this wall by myself. I mean, it's not that hard. You just kind of stagger the shit and kind of nail it to the wall. But I mean, that's kind of the only construction type things that I've done recently. So I actually don't shoot anything. I move next week to a new place, so everything is messed up at your house. Uh-oh. Man, well, yeah, man, moving really puts a damper on shooting. I know that when I moved from my house into this house, I didn't put out a YouTube video for like a month at least. It was insane because I was just like, all right, I'm going to move into this new house. I'm going to hurry up and I'm going to run in, set up my studio, set up my cameras, and get right back on schedule. And that did not happen at all. Every single day I was messing with like contractors that were here, doing things, painters, electricians. Yeah, and then I realized once I decided to put my studio up here in my attic that I didn't have any electricity, so I had to hire an electrician to come and outfit the place with electric. So it takes a while. Hopefully you can get set and go out there and just kind of decompress from the move and go shoot some awesome pictures. Jeff Grant, I've got no big plans for the weekend, but a bunch of work shoots next week. Heading to Philly to shoot all day next Thursday. Your wall looks like the bar I built in my basement. Sweet. That's the look I'm going for. I like the palette wall. I think it's a good thing. Work shoots all next week. Yeah. I have a bunch of kind of work corporate-y type stuff coming up. It's coming down the pipe. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if you guys were in the chat live last Friday. I think it was just me and Keith and maybe some people that were just being quiet. But I ended up signing a pretty nice deal with a local company, a giant company that does a lot of outreach for like troubled kids. and things like that, education. And it's really awesome. I'm shooting an event that is kind of geared towards career readiness and things like that. So it's going to be really exciting to see, kids that were, at a disadvantage growing up and things like that in a point of their lives where they're excited about, getting into a career, really learning, really grasping on to something they're interested in and moving forward with it, succeeding with it. And luckily, I get to document that event. I'm really excited. And then we have a bunch of shoots scheduled for that same company. But that all came from that one meeting. So I was pretty excited last Friday when I heard back. So, Manuel, I plan to shoot different cities here in Switzerland as a big project. I'll shoot landscapes in the Alps. Man, that would be awesome. Manuel, I think just going through your Instagram in the last few months that we've been in cahoots since we've been buddies, I think that I honestly think that you should put together a coffee table book of all of your photos are so goddamn gorgeous that I think you could put together a really nice book of photos and sell that thing, because I would buy it. I would absolutely buy it. If you put together a book of your photos, I'm telling you right now, I will be your first sale. I will buy it. I love your photography. It's top notch. I love it. From the family, the fam cam. That's what I'm going to call that. Try taking pictures of the deer with my phone and binoculars. None focused very well. It's funny enough, I just watched a video on some cell phone photography hacks the other day, and there was a kid who was taking cell phone pictures through binoculars, and it looked pretty cool. I passed through Walmart the other day and I saw a really cheap pair of binoculars that I was going to pick up just to do that, but I decided not to, since I bought the lens and the camera bag that my girlfriend doesn't know about. So I'm going to try and pocket some of the money. So, all right. Well, I am actually cutting it off right now. I'm actually going to type that in the chat. I hate to go, but at the same time, I'm going to be making dinner here shortly and hanging out with my lady. And then I'm sure I have to explain why I bought a $300 camera bag. So I'm saying, all right, folks. I'm out. Great hang with you. Thank you all for watching and your participation. Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a great weekend. Cheers. Just go out there, shoot, have fun. I can't wait. I'll give you guys a tiny little hint about Monday's video. It's going to be about Canva, and I use them for my YouTube channel and my videos and things like that. But I'm doing a little skit in the beginning. It's kind of like one of those things where, like a drug commercial, where you see in the beginning, it's not like boner pills or anything like that, but it'll be fun. So I'm gonna do a fun little skit at the beginning of Monday's video, and then we're gonna jump into that. So, all right. As I put in the chat, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend, everybody. Jeff, Manuel, Keith, I hope you're feeling better. Everybody, Chris Shirley, my dad, my stepmom, everyone. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.